Hey, welcome back to the table.
Welcome back. It's been a minute, but welcome.
Right? All right, so what are we talking about this week?
We decided to do some topics that we had no idea. We would just spring them on each other, like once everything started rolling.
Yeah, so I have no idea what she's going to say. So what is this video about?
This video today is going to be about
Ooh.
You know what I'm going to say?
I have no idea.
Just mixed relationships.
Ooh.
Interracial relationships.
Okay.
And we are two great people to have that topic. So
Yeah, because we
live it.
Yeah, we are that relationship.
So we're going to go by our experiences.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of them these
Yeah.
days. I feel like I see a lot of them, especially in the South. Did you notice any difference between people's reaction in California versus here?
Versus here? Yes, I
Hold
did.
on 1 second.
Got a little flurry on me. This is what being a couple is all about. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome. All right, so
I did notice the difference.
Yeah.
From California compared to where we are now, down south.
How so?
Looks by both groups, Caucasian and African American. I noticed. With my experience, I noticed a difference with, for me, black men in general. They may not say anything, but definitely they will give looks. They give off energy.
That is energy like they
disapproving
of you or of me or of the whole thing?
Of the whole thing, in my opinion, from how I feel.
But I mean, have you really talked to anybody? Or I feel like people we talk to are usually cool. Usually we're not going to talk to people that wouldn't be cool.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
That's
we
true.
may be assuming something.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I've actually had men say stuff to me. And this was back in California, rude things to me. Like, you couldn't find anyone your own race. What's wrong with us?
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Like you were taking applications, you're like, well, just got to get rid of this whole pile.
Right? I'm like, it's nothing personal. I'm just like, you love who you love. Or people who actually have very upfront intellectual conversations with me, like curious to know why I chose how I chose. And I've actually had a conversation with a couple of black men regarding that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's happened. So what about yourself?
I don't know. Maybe as a guy, we tend not to be checked in to. I don't think men are as good at reading the room.
I have to agree with you with that.
I may have missed
I think women we observe better. Yeah. At least I do.
I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think typically it's women of color.
Have been more open and welcoming.
Yeah, they're kind of like, oh, okay, like I'm one of the cool ones or something.
He is.
Like, oh, you're probably okay. Like you like you passed a test for someone. So
I guess, but all in
it's
all,
almost like
I've never had anyone be extreme or give me any kind of flack or issue with it.
Was it here? Was it in California when that one guy like walked up to us and was like, "Yeah, this is cool. This is cool. My lady is I don't know. I think she was white or something.
I don't know.
But do you remember? When
I
that
do.
happened?
But
we were like
I don't
in
know.
a Lowe's or something, or some kind of.
I
probably shouldn't have said the name in case they.
I think it may have been here. But but I guess
Okay.
all in all, for us, our experience has been good as far as.
Yeah, mostly
from other
positive.
people.
Haven't had any weirdnesses with any family members that I'm aware of.
That either on my side. My family pretty much knew growing up that I'm artsy, so I will try about just about anything being artsy. So they kind of knew how I dress, how I would do my hair. She's a little different, as they would say, in the kindest way, you know. So when I did started dating out of my race, it was not a shocker to my family, not even my mother, who I thought would be the one person who may have an issue. Nothing. She said, that's you. You love who you love. You're attracted to who you're attracted to. So not even from my family. They were always welcoming, open, no issues whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've had some conversations with your sisters and just talking about different stuff, and nothing negative, but just kind of getting to know the backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah. And I guess the only thing for me was getting to know each other culturally different, like what we are into. Because always, my whole thing, every time I would date someone outside my race, it would be,
Is this going to be like cliche, like candy preferences and stuff?
It would, we have to, no, not really. Well, maybe a little. Because always it would come up, the hair issue, the hair thing. And if you can understand, as a white man, if you can understand a woman's hair, her journey, or at least pretend to care or understand.
I'll say, I know more about hair than I thought I ever would.
This guy does. This guy does.
I've done hair before.
He's done my hair. He became so open to it, and that was one of how I fell in love. Like, he embraced all of me. He loves my natural hair.
So if real estate doesn't work out, I've got a future in doing hair.
Right? Because he loves all of me. And he loves my natural hair too. Because I do wigs, I will do braids, I will do my own natural hair. And I went natural years ago in California. I was just like, let me go natural. But being a model there and working on set, you have to learn, you learn early that the worst thing is to have a hairstylist on your own actual hair as a person, woman of color. That's a big no-no. You learn that from the beginning of the industry. Because they'll damage it.
I don't really like people touching my hair.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I think probably why it's such a significant, like, bump or addition in pay if they do something to your hair.
And that's
because typically they're not doing it to look good. They're doing it to serve the purpose that you're trying to do.
Exactly.
So they're just trying to do it as quickly as
and
they can.
And they don't care
the
texture, the care that you may have in your own hair. And they will destroy it. So wigs, as for black women, became our best friend. And it's your best friend too if you have to work early and you have to get up. You have no time to be dealing with your hair if you're a person of color. Yeah. It's like unless you set it the night before, have things set up appropriately and like quick, you have no time for that. So for me, as an actress, a model, when I was in California, wigs became my best friend.
This quickly went from a relationship thing to just a
hair thing. Okay, so loving the fact that he did learn to understand my hair. Also, just different, like, I wouldn't say dishes, cooking. You embrace. I grew up in the South, but I never cooked Southern food. Would you say?
I don't know.
No, not really. I think the most I've gotten into Southern food was once we moved down South. But I'm trying to think what else, like, culturally did with, that we had to kind of,
was there any, like, weird, no, I mean, I think the only stuff that we've had has just been, like, what would have been there regardless of race, just because of the way you grow up. Like,
where you grow up.
Because I feel like you never revisit some of the stuff like your mom or your dad told you when you were younger, and then you grow up and you're like, oh, this is how we do it because of this, and you're like,
because of this, yeah.
Wait, what? Because growing up, my mom always told me that, like, all the good stuff in a potato, like all the nutrients are in the skin. And it's like, that doesn't even make any sense.
I remember that too.
Probably just to get me to eat the whole thing.
I agree. I think my mother said the same thing.
So in my head, it was like, you got to eat the whole potato, otherwise you don't get all your nutrients. And it's like, that absolutely is not true, right?
I agree.
I mean,
I guess the only issues I would say that we've had would be, for me, I'm just happy that I have a partner who gets it as far as what's going on right now politically, regarding Black Lives Matter, the difference as far as how we are treated, as I'm treated as a person of color. My husband, I think we would have had a problem if he did not get or click or tell me that he understood white privilege, that he knew as a white man, you knew. I didn't have to
Well,
it didn't become a big argument. And I was really grateful for that.
Well, I mean, I think there's clearly a disparity between men and women, and even like there's even a difference between. I was reading one of Malcolm Gladwell's books, and he was saying, I forget some crazy percentage of CEOs are white men above a certain height. So like typically people don't. It's unusual for someone like shorter to get to a certain height in the
corporate world.
Thank you. So I thought, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into appearance and how judgments people make.
We perceive on each other. Yeah. And I was just really, I just want to thank you because you do get it. You do get the struggle as much as he can get it. I mean, he gets it. And we've never had to have, we've had some conversations where, we may disagree, but in general, we usually come to the same understanding and conclusion to things where he hates for me to say we will
agree to disagree.
He hates it when I say that.
I don't like that. I don't like agreeing to disagree. I feel like that's just a way of like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm done. So whenever anybody tells me let's agree to disagree,
He hates it.
Unless it's just something completely unimportant, I mean, I'm happy to check out of that conversation. But
there's, as far as race, there's so much we'll talk about.
There's
this is
a
just
lot
a little
to unpack.
snippet of
so
it.
I mean, it's not like we're gonna solve world peace.
No.
But
we'll just take you on our journey as far as what we've learned together, disagreed upon together, agreed upon together. Loves, hates, dislikes, So, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for...
We'll stop there.
Checking out our, I don't know, whatever random conversation we just had. If you have any thoughts...
Relationships, yeah.
Then feel free to reach out or give your comment.
Please
Love
do.
to hear from you.
Bye.